The Year 2 Pass and the Chase Squad DLC comes out tomorrow. This is my review. Let's go. All right, real quick before we get into it, I got to give you some disclaimers. Don't take this video as financial advice. I made it with the assumption that if you're watching it, you actually have the cash to buy this Year 2 Pass and you want to just see if it's worth it. You know it's not really worth it? Not buying diapers for your kid or being late on your rent. No DLC or game is worth that. With that out of the way, I also have to say thanks to Ubisoft for providing me early access to this content. It's what enables me to make this video and inform you ahead of time. They didn't pay me to make this, they just gave me early access. All the opinions in this video are my own. All right, let's start with a quick rundown on what you get for your money. The Year 2 Pass content includes 20 vehicles, 7 of which are exclusive to the Year 2 Pass. So if you don't buy the Year 2 Pass, you cannot get those vehicles. And those vehicles are all of the chase vehicles, which include Chase Squad editions of the Porsche GT3 RS, the Ford Mustang Dark Horse, the Ivory Tower Asus, the Ivory Tower Ogmios or Ogmios or Ogmios. I'm not even really sure how to say it, but this is how it's spelled. The Proto A500 Chase Helicopter, the Audi RS6 Avant Chase Squad, and the W Motors Lykan Hypersport Chase Squad. All of those are chase vehicles. There's 7 of them and they are exclusive to this Year 2 Pass. If you don't buy the pass, you cannot get those cars. Now, in addition to that, you're going to get early access to the following cars on a monthly basis. So on November 6th, which is tomorrow, you'll have access to the BMW M5 CS. If you don't buy the pass, you'll have to wait a week until you can buy that in the store. And you'll also have access to the Nissan Skyline GTR R32. And again, if you don't buy the pass, you'll have to wait a week until you can buy that in the Motorfest store. Now, on January 1st, you'll get the Maserati MC20 Cielo. And on February 5th, you'll get the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Now, there's a few other cars that are included in that, but they had chosen not to announce those cars. And those are the ones you'll get for March, April, May, and so on. There's going to be at least one car per month that you should get early access to before the general public can buy it. So that's some value right there. Now, in addition to this, we have to talk about the Chase Squad playlist because it's only accessible if you buy this Year 2 Pass. So what are the events? How many are there? What are the challenges? Let's take a look. Now, careful, there's going to be spoilers here. If you don't want to have the story spoiled, then you really shouldn't be watching this video because there's a lot of information in here that's going to spoil the story for you. Anyways, the first 2 events are going to be your chase introductions. It tells you basically what you're doing. They gave you some foundational information about the story and why they're chasing. Event number 3 is going to be a takedown tutorial involving the cops. You're just, in an exercise basically. Then finally, event number 4 is going to be, nope, it's a follow the clues. You thought I was going to say a chase? It's not. It's a follow the clues race. Not my favorite. Event 5 is really where it starts to pick up. This is a time attack and you're actually chasing someone. I'll talk about that more in just a minute. Event 6 is a pursuit and takedown. Event 7 is a hybrid event. You have a time trial down the mountain and then a pursuit and takedown. And then event 8 is a pursuit and takedown. And event 9, I'll talk about in just a little bit. The finale, I kind of like, but we'll get into it. There are 25 challenges associated with these events. There's 6 new feats and 6 new photo ops. And the playlist reward car is this IVT Asus Chase Squad edition. So here's the thing, I'm going to put it pretty bluntly. The playlist is kind of a miss for me. I say kind of because it does have some moments that I really enjoyed, such as the event number 5, which is called Encounter. It's just a time attack, but you're chasing a bad guy through some insane city streets with lots of jumps and back alleys and very strange pathways which lead you into the sewer drains. And then when you finally get close to the bad guy, he pulls a maneuver and loses you and blocks you out, and that's sort of the end of the race. It's the first time during the playlist that I felt like I was actually in a chase. It has some intensity to it, especially on that first playthrough. Unfortunately, because of the chase mechanics though, there really weren't too many more moments like that. That is a time attack. You literally are just racing through this event. And if you were to do this in custom mode, you're not going to have all of the styling of the Chase Squad. It's not dark, you don't have the glowing liveries, all of that stuff. So it's really not the most exciting thing, but in that moment in the playlist, it was the first time where I kind of felt some intensity and my heart started to beat a little bit because I wanted to keep up with this guy, which he's very fast in that. Now, most of the chasing that you do in this playlist is just you and your cop buddies attacking a single AI, and it's pretty easy, even on the hardest difficulty. The worst part of the chasing though is the stalking. The game forces you to follow a bad guy for like 2 to 3 minutes at a slowish pace so that your team can assemble and provide you backup. Makes sense, but you can't get too close to them and you can't get too far away. You just have to follow them, and it's very boring. Then when you get to a certain spot in the race, you can actually attack them with your squad, and the event ends quickly because, like I said, it's just too easy. Now, I'm not sure what the idea was behind the stalking, but it feels like it's only there to make sure the events are longer than 1 minute. I know there's probably a real reason internally, but that's just the way it feels when I'm playing it. Now, it wasn't all bad. The final event is definitely a highlight as well. You start the event in a helicopter and you can see your cop friends chasing the chiefs down below you. The bad guys are emoting fireworks into the sky. You can hear tire squeals and chase sirens. So even though actually flying the helicopter itself isn't the most fun thing to do, everything going on around you is exciting. And then after you finish the helicopter part and you switch into the Lycan Hypersport chase car, you of course have to stalk your prey again, and that takes about 2 minutes. But after that little lag in the middle of this event, all hell breaks loose because you are now responsible for taking down all 4 chiefs simultaneously. It is definitely the most fun and challenging part of the playlist, although it really wasn't significantly hard. It's definitely something where I felt like it was complete chaos, where I had to chase these guys, had no idea where they were going. They're making random turns. It was a lot of fun, even though they kind of stayed in one area where you could finish one chase and then immediately jump into another. I actually liked that a lot. It made the gameplay more exciting. It made it feel like you were actually accomplishing something every time you took someone down. And even though there was a timer, there's not really any significance to it. It just is telling you how long it's taking you. I think this part of the chasing was the best part of the playlist, and I really wish it would have incorporated more multi-car chases, or even just made the chasing more difficult. It just felt way too easy, and easy can get boring, you know? I think if you have something that's, you know, difficult and hard to accomplish, when you actually finish it, you kind of wipe the sweat off your brow and you're like, man, that was kind of fun to do. Now, as far as the story goes, unfortunately, the dialogue is just super cheesy. Everything is framed around these animal names and animal things and animal jokes, and it gets really old really fast. And so the cheese is just like 5-layer dip. It's crazy. Now, luckily, the Chase Squad playlist itself is not the only thing in the Year 2 pass. The introduction of the Chase Rivals board and the exclusive Chase vehicles are definitely a reason to buy it. The Rivals board itself is great for replayability after the playlist is finished. You can constantly chase the bad guys without having to do the stalking, and you can rematch it, which starts you from wherever you finished the previous chase, making the experience fresh and unique almost every single time. Now, there are also a bunch of rewards that are associated with the Rivals board, and there are 21 rivals for you to chase. So if you want endless entertainment and you like doing these chases, performing the takedowns, which to be honest are kind of fun, when you hit these guys and they go flying, they go flipping through the air, it's actually really fun to see. So it's refreshing to have something different in the game that you can actually replay, and for that I definitely applaud them. But when we go to purchase something, we really have to be realistic here. If in your mind you package everything you get for free in the Season 5 update with all of the stuff that you have to pay for, and then you look at the total cost, it's a very easy, yes, it's worth it for me. You get a new island, new cars, new gameplay, new rivals board, custom mode, prestige tickets, part crafting, new feats, new grand races, and a bunch of quality of life improvements. The list honestly goes on and on. This is the biggest update to any crew game ever. The update overall is a huge win for the Motorfest community, so I look at it like this. They could be charging us for all of the additions to the game, but instead they're giving most of it away for free and asking us to support the game by buying the Chase Squad playlist, the Chase Rivals, and the exclusive cars. If the trade-off is we get a huge free addition to the game every single year, plus several smaller content drops within each season during the year, and we only have to buy the yearly pass, this is an absolute steal. If you like Motorfest and you appreciate the Season 5 update as a whole, then I highly recommend supporting the cause and buying the Year 2 pass. If you're not really that into Motorfest and you really can't see yourself playing that much after the update, then honestly, don't even bother. And that's as simple as I can really make it for you. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope I helped with your decision, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a DM on Instagram or Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Trigger out.